Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I'm sharing with you my TBR Game rotating decks, where I have Uno cards help me pick my prompts to create part of my monthly TBR. So this month's round is the March Mystery Madness edition. If you haven't heard, I am helping to host the 9th round of March Mystery Madness. March Mystery Madness is a month-long reading event where we promote and encourage the reading of mysteries throughout the month of March. Like I said, this is our 9th round. I have participated in all 9 rounds, and this will be my 8th year hosting. So it's really exciting. And therefore, this month, I really want to make sure that my game will help me read mysteries. Which may or may not be an easy thing, because you know that my decks have specified things sometimes that I have to read those things. But before we get into the gameplay and see how all of that plays out for me this month, I do want to let you know how I did in the month of February. So in February, I did have 3 prompts. The first prompt was to read Heroes of Olympus, so I just needed to read something from the Heroes of Olympus series, so the next book in the series, and for that, I was supposed to read The Mark of Athena. So you can see I have my bookmark there. I am not vibing with this at the moment. I have read up to chapter 22, page 265, and I am not retaining any of what I'm reading with this. I can only tell you a few things that have happened so far, and I feel like I really need to put this down and wait for a better time where I can sit down and absorb and make sure that I can retain what I'm reading with this. And so this is going on hiatus for right now. I'm not DNFing the series. It's just on hiatus for right now. So I did give it a good try, but I'm not retaining anything, and there's no point in me continuing to read this if I'm not retaining it. So yes, that's where I am with that. Then I needed to read a new to me author, so just any author that's new to me. Decided to go with one of the Monochrome Manga Club selections, Love's in Sight by Uoyama. I did read this for the Monochrome Manga Club, so that's great. And then the last prompt I have was heard about on a knitting podcast, so I just needed to read something that I had heard about on a knitting podcast, and I decided on Reckless Magic, which is the first book in the Star-Crossed series by Rachel Higginson. Heard about that one on the Needles at the Ready podcast. I will say that I have only read the prologue and 1 chapter of that so far. I am filming this on February 24th, so I do have a little bit more time to get more of that read, but as of right now, I have started it. And I will get more into it before the month is over, but as we are no longer doing punishments for not finishing our prompts, I am good to go. So that's where we are with that. I do have every intention, like I said, on reading more of Reckless Magic. I have every intention of picking up Mark of Athena sometime later when I have more focus. Right now, work is just really stressful for me, and some things are just not sticking with me at the moment, so I just really need to go with the flow right now. And I'm hoping that some of the selections that I get from my TBR game will work for our theme for March Mystery Madness, which is to the 9s this year. And so, yeah, let me flip you over to the gameplay right now, and I will be back with you in a bit to share with you what I've chosen for those prompts. Also, what we'll be reading for the Monochrome Manga Club in the month of March, and a few of my selections from my pile of possibilities for the rest of what I plan to read for March. Okay, here's the setup for March's round of rotating decks. We're still playing with the Vintage Peanuts deck. Really enjoy this deck. And I'm really hoping that this month's game will be helpful for me for March Mystery Madness prompts. So as per usual, I have already shuffled the deck. So I'm going to have my daughter come over and cut the deck so that you know that I don't know what's on the top of this deck. Okay, deck has been cut. So again, hoping for prompts that will help me with my March Mystery Madness prompts. So let's get this started. 3 pulls as per usual. First card will be a wild. So we will be changing out the deck. But that also means I get to choose my own prompt from one of these stacks. And so I think I'm going to go with green since it's March. Let's just pick off the top right here. And this card is bought in 2015. So that just means I need to read something that I bought in 2015. So that is great. Let me go consult with my poll and see which deck was the most voted on. Okay, so I've consulted the poll. I will pop that up here so that you can see what the results were. And so the winning deck for this round is going to be the Lion King deck. I think we've only played with this deck once. So let me go ahead and get this shuffled up so that we can continue our game, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have shuffled the Lion King deck. I'm going to have my daughter go ahead and come over again and cut the deck so that you know that I don't know what's on the top of this deck. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue this game. Next card will be, that is a draw two card. So that means I need to pick two prompts. That is orange. I'm going to have to consult the packaging on the deck because orange is obviously not a card we have. So it looks like we have green, red, blue, and orange. So orange must be yellow. So let's go ahead and pick two yellow cards. Draw two means I have to do two prompts for that card. First prompt is Sookie Stackhouse, which means I need to read the next book in the Sookie Stackhouse series by Charlaine Harris. I believe I am on book 3 right now, and that is a mystery series, so that works for March Mystery Madness. And then the next prompt is international. So that just means I need to read a book that is not set in the United States. So that's great. And then our last, hopefully, card will be, that is a red 4. And the prompt is lowest rated. So I need to go onto my Goodreads and get a lowest rated book. So this game was interesting, but not really great, I'm gonna say. But let's see what we can come up with for these prompts, and then I will be back with you in a bit to share with you what I have chosen. Okay, we had to change out the deck again. We've changed out the deck so many times already this year. It's pretty crazy, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, we're getting through several decks, and I'm sure it's interesting for you as the viewer seeing different cards every game. And so we ended up with 4 prompts. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit unhappy with that. I could have used some skips this month, but I think we can make some of this work. So let's go through the prompts. First card was a wild, which means I could choose from any deck that I wanted to. And so I decided to choose green, and we got bought in 2015. And that just means that I need to read a book that I have on my bought in 2015 shelf on Goodreads. There are a few selections on this shelf that I could read. As of right now, the one that I have chosen is Deja Dead by Kathy Reichs. This is the first book in the Temperance Brennan series, which is the series that the TV show Bones is based on. This one follows a forensic anthropologist solving mysteries. And so I've been really meaning to get to this series for a very long time. I have watched Bones. I really enjoyed it. I just never read the books. So I do want to get to this one. It is on my bought in 2015 shelf. And so this is what I'm choosing for right now. Obviously, it's a really thick book. But I'm thinking I should be able to make this work, hopefully. This will also fit in for March Mystery Madness because this is a book that my friend Janelle from Two Fonts of Books has read. And so I'm going to read this as a Reminds You of Janelle book. And so, yeah, this is what I will be choosing for that prompt. The next card we chose was a draw 2 with the new deck, which is the Lion King deck. So draw 2 means that I need to pick 2 prompts from the same deck. So the first prompt we picked up was Sookie Stackhouse, which means I need to read the next book in the Sookie Stackhouse series. And so I am up to number 3, which is Club Dead. This is an okay series for me. It's one of those series that I'm not really invested in, but it's still interesting. I have watched the very first season of True Blood, but when I started watching the second season, it just didn't grab me, so I haven't continued with the TV series, but this has been enjoyable so far. It's definitely entertaining, but I don't think it's going to be a series that I'm going to keep on my shelves after I'm done with the series. I do still have interest in reading through the rest of it, though, so number 3 of the Sookie Stackhouse series, Club Dead, is my other selection for my TBR game. The second yellow prompt I chose was International. I think I said that I just needed to read something that was set outside of the United States for this. That's true and not true at the same time. I could also read something that's written by someone who's not American. And so it's very broad, this one. And so for this one, I'm going to fall on any one of the Monochrome Manga Club selections for the month. So I will let you know what our 2 first in a series selections are. I will be reading these regardless of which one I use for the prompt. The first one is going to be ID Invaded Break Broken Volume 1 by Yuki Kodama, and original story by Otaru Maijo, The Detectives United. This one is published by Yan Press, rated older teen. So this one follows, I think it's a guy who finds himself in an unfamiliar car, in an unfamiliar town, on an unfamiliar highway, and he witnesses a multiple car crash, and he drives straight to it and realizes that he's the detective, and comes across a dead body, and he needs to solve the mystery of her death. That's pretty much the general description of the summary. I'm really looking forward to reading this one. It's been on my list to read for a while. I've also had this one on my shelf for a while. This is only a 3-volume series, so I may go ahead and decide to complete the series after we have our Monochrome Manga Club meeting, but not before. But I'm definitely going to read Volume 1 for the Monochrome Manga Club. The other first in a series selection for the Monochrome Manga Club is Volume 1 of Island in a Puddle by Kei Sanbei. This one is published by Kodansha, rated older teen. This one is about an elementary school student who's taking care of his little sister. Their mom comes home pretty infrequently, but one day she does, takes them to an amusement park, gives them some cash, and puts them on the Ferris wheel. When the Ferris wheel hits the top, it is struck by lightning, and when our character, our elementary school character, wakes up, it says what he finds when he awakens is not the grim tragedy he expected. And so, sounds mysterious, right? Both of the Monochrome Manga Club Volume 1 selections are mysteries, and they both start with I, which is the 9th letter in the alphabet, so it fits with our to the 9th theme. So I'm really excited to read both of these. We did read Erased by Kei Sanbei for the Monochrome Manga Club before, and I really enjoyed that one, so I'm hoping I'll enjoy this one as well. And so either one of these will fit for International. And then the last card we picked was a 4, red 4. And so for that one, we got lowest rated. So that just means I need to go to my Goodreads, go to my to-read shelf, and look at the last 10 books that are lowest rated, because I like to give myself a little bit of leeway, and pick one of them to be my selection. So the book I ended up choosing was The 10th Girl by Sarah Faring. This one has a 2.85 rating, and it is the second to lowest rated book on my to-read list. This one I don't have a copy of. I'd have to borrow it from my library. But it says, simmering in Patagonian myth, The 10th Girl is a gothic psychological thriller with a haunting twist. At the very southern tip of South America looms an isolated finishing school. Legend has it that the land will curse those who settle there, but for Mavi, a bold Buenos Aires native fleeing the military regime that took her mother, it offers an escape to a new life as a young teacher to Argentina's elite girls. Mavi tries to embrace the strangeness of the imposing house, despite warnings not to roam at night, threats from an enigmatic young man, and rumors of mysterious others, with a capital O. But one of Mavi's 10 students is missing, and when students and teachers alike begin to behave as if possessed, the forces haunting this unholy cliff will no longer be ignored. One of these spirits holds a secret that could unravel Mavi's existence. In order to survive, she must solve a cosmic mystery and then fight for her life. So I think this will work well for March Mystery Madness. It does say horror, mystery, thriller. So we'll see what I think. My library has both an ebook copy and an audiobook available to me. So that is great because with all of the things that I really want to get to during the month of March, I will need some audiobooks to help me out. So that is the one that I am choosing for lowest rated. So that takes care of all of the prompts for my TBR game. I already told you some of what we will be reading for the Monochrome Manga Club. So let me tell you the other titles that we will be reading for the Monochrome Manga Club before I get to my pile of possibilities for March Mystery Madness. So we are doing 2 series reads for the Monochrome Manga Club currently. So we will be reading volumes 5 and 6 to continue our series read of Assassination Classroom. This is by Yusei Matsui and published by Viz, rated older teen. This is about a yellow octopus who has destroyed part of the moon and says that he will destroy Earth if he is not assassinated. And while he is biding his time, he offers to teach this class of so-called delinquents. They're not all delinquents. Some of them are just there because they have bad grades, they can't get good grades, or they have some issues with learning things and things like that. And so it kind of follows him teaching these kids lessons and things like that while they try to kill him. And so, like I said, volumes 5 and 6. And then we are starting a new series read in the month of March because we just finished our previous series read of Full Metal Alchemist. So we will be reading volumes 1 and 2 of Delicious in Dungeon. I have a copy of volume 1 here, but I don't have volume 2 yet. I will be obtaining that soon. This one is by Ryoko Kui, published by Yen Press, rated teen. So this one is about an adventurer and his company who get attacked, and they end up needing to save one of their members, but they have no provisions, they have no money, so they decide to start cooking the creatures in the dungeon to survive. And so this is kind of a foodie manga, I guess. It says slimes, basilisks, and even dragons, none are safe from the appetites of these dungeon-crawling gourmands. And so my manga club member was very animated when telling us about this one. It truthfully wasn't one that had crossed my radar before, but after hearing them talk about it, I'm very interested in seeing what I think of the series. We will be reading this entire series through 2 volumes a month until the end, and so we will be starting with volumes 1 and 2 in the month of March. I think those 2 selections are my only non-mysteries for the month, and really that can't be helped because manga club, right? So some of the other things that I am planning on reading for March Mystery Madness that will fit for our theme of To the Nines. I have Postmortem by Patricia Cornwell. This is the first book in the Kay Scarpetta series. Kay Scarpetta, I believe, is a coroner or a medical examiner, something like that. My friend Storm from Storm Reads, she's also a co-host of March Mystery Madness, is doing a buddy read of this book in her Discord. And so when I heard that she was going to be reading this one, I thought, now's the perfect time. I've tried to read this a couple of times before, never got around to it. And I know there are a few people that I've heard talk about this series that really enjoy it. And so I really want to start this series and see what I think. And so I will be hoping to get to this one for March Mystery Madness. This one also fits because the character's last name, Scarpetta, is 9 letters. And so there's that one. I also want to read the final 3 books in the Ghost Hunter Mystery Series by Victoria Laurie. So I have volume 8, 9, and 10. So obviously 9th in the series will fit our theme. I do have all of these on audiobook, so I really want to listen to the rest of this series during March. This is a reread for me, and it follows our group of ghost hunters. A couple of them are psychic mediums, and it follows them going on all of these cases and trying to cross over spirits and things. They are also filming a TV show very much like Ghost Hunters, and so I really enjoy this series. Like I said, it's a reread for me. It is one of my favorite series. I think I talk about it every year when we do March Mystery Madness. And so, yes, I'm really looking forward to reading the last 3 volumes and finishing my reread of this series during March. A couple other things I'd like to read during March. I've got Hangman here by Jack Heath. Author's name is 9 letters. This one, I believe, follows a FBI consultant who is also cannibalistic. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what I heard. And so, yeah, very interested to check that one out and see what I think. And then I have the 4th installment of Criminal Intentions. This is season 1, episode 4, Changing Faces by Cole McCade. This is a 9-chapter installment, so there's 9 chapters in here, so that's how that one fits. This one is about gay detectives who are solving crimes. One of the detectives is South Korean, the other detective is Persian. At this point in the series, they are not together, but I do think that somewhere down the line they will get together. There are just some things that lead me to think that they're going to get together. I really enjoy their dynamic and seeing them work together to solve cases. And I've been enjoying this series so far and really want to continue. So definitely want to try to get to that one as well. And that is everything that I have kind of put to the side right now for March Mystery Madness, as well as my TBR game. So let me know down in the comments below if you'll be participating in March Mystery Madness. If you are, what are you planning on reading? Will you be participating in any of the buddy reads or group reads that are available? And have you read any of these titles? If you have, let me know what you thought down in the comments below, but please no spoilers. And if nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me a magnifying glass emoji down in the comments below, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out. And that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.